Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com, and we are about to check out the Animal Crossing's New Horizons Direct. Let's check this out. The game comes out in 1 month, March 20th. Yep. Tom Nook looks good. See, Animal Crossing is a series that has simple models, simple geometry. It's not aiming for photorealism, but it still looks really good. Like if you break down.
Nook Inc. Deserted Island Getaway Package.
We'll talk later.
This is one trip that we here at Nook Inc. can recommend with confidence. Your destination is a peaceful island where it's the little things that count. Like mingling with neighbors, designing your home, and simply enjoying life. Since we're nearing departure, it's high time we detail the many features and perks included in the Getaway Package.
Deep dive into deserted island life.
Upon arrival at the local airport, you'll be met with a deserted island positively teeming with nature's bounty. When applying for the Getaway Package, you can choose the island you wish to move to from a wide range of options. Would you like to live in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere?
Well, that's neat.
Don't worry, no matter which you choose, you'll experience all that the 4 seasons have to offer right from your island. Your departure date is scheduled for March 20th. That's when the Northern Hemisphere will just be warming up for spring. You won't have to wait long for the cherry blossoms to be in full bloom.
Really cool. This game feels
its own share of delights.
like a big event.
You'll see a wealth of lush greenery, not to mention a veritable treasure trove of bugs native to the island. Come autumn, the color of the leaves on the trees will gradually change, and so too will the activities available to you, from collecting seeds and mushrooms to gathering autumn leaves. And in winter, the island transforms into a chilly snowscape. The usual winter activities are a jolly good time. And the night sky above is particularly spectacular this time of year. As you can see, when the seasons change, the activities available to you change along with them. But the simple joys of nature are just one reason that the island is such a great setting for your new life.
Very leisure, chill game.
Not long after your arrival, you and your fellow residents will receive an orientation session from the Nook Inc. staff. At this time, you'll be provided with a tent included in your Getaway Package. You can chat with other residents about where you want to set up your new home base. And theirs. If they're not sure where to move, please help them find the perfect place for their new lives as well. Hopefully, you'll agree that cooperation between residents can be pretty fun. Although you're moving to a deserted island, you're still getting a package deal. On the island, we've included 2 facilities to make your life there more comfortable.
Different game than what's out there. The majority of what's out there,
Visit this tent in the plaza to access Resident Services, which is here to support all of your daily needs. It's open 24 hours a day, providing residents with services such as the sale of everyday goods, the purchase of unwanted items, and helpful advice about living on a deserted island. And by attending our free DIY workshops, you'll learn how to craft a variety of items. First, just learn the DIY recipe. Then, choose what to make.
Gonna have Link as a guest.
And there you have it. It's ready.
Cooking and stuff.
As you can see, with enough recipes and the right materials, you can build a plethora of wonderful things, even on a deserted island. You'll enrich your life with your own hands. Are you experienced with DIY crafting? Well then, stop by our customization workshop, where you can learn skills like changing the color of your DIY furniture or decorating them with your
We're gonna
own
have a lot of
custom
different
designs.
looking islands in this game for sure.
Making the tools and furniture
Especially with
you need
online
by hand
play.
is of vital importance on the deserted island. It's our wish that you learn these DIY skills by taking
That'll be cool.
advantage of our workshops.
See what someone did well, what you like, borrow from them, inspire others. Good stuff.
Welcome to the airport, where you'll first land on the island. It's also available for use year-round,
Wouldn't be surprised if
24 hours a day,
use this to
beginning
get
the
to other
day after
people's
your arrival.
islands.
At the airport, you can use the internet or
someone.
local wireless to invite residents of other islands to yours.
Pretty cool.
And you can also travel to and visit other islands
I wouldn't be
yourself.
surprised if Nintendo Switch Online goes up
In
after
this
this.
way, up to 8 people, including you, can be on a given island at one time.
That's pretty
Feel
cool.
free to get a good group together and make some memories. The airport is good for more than trips through the sky. It also offers an in-game postal service, allowing you to send messages. Feel free to use this service to interact with other residents. Will this be your first time living somewhere so remote? On a deserted island, no less? Don't worry. Here are 3 big ways we plan to support you in acquainting yourself with your new surroundings. You're starting a new life, so in addition to your tent, Nook Inc. will provide some basic necessities.
I like how many
as well
different
as services.
environmental
No need to worry.
effects we get. Daytime, nighttime, the 4 different seasons,
Of these, the true
Other times of the
standout
day.
is your specially built Nook
leaves
phone.
changing color,
It has the standard apps like a camera and
Grass,
map, but
lots
over
of
time,
objects.
we will provide new applications
Water
to
effects,
support
snow,
all your deserted
particles.
island needs.
nice little rustling in the trees, the branches, the leaves.
At the start of each day, our CEO, Mr. Nook, will make an island-wide broadcast to all residents, complete with a greeting, the latest on important island events, deserted island life advice, and more. Since this is likely your first time on a deserted island, we're offering guidance and inspiration through the Nook Mileage Program. Great for when you're looking to participate in some activities and you're in need of some recommendations.
So like I was saying earlier, before I cut myself off so I'm
As
not
you have these
interrupting,
experiences,
the
you
speaker
build
too
up
much.
miles, like so.
is, the game has a simple graphical style,
The
but
miles you
I pay
save up
attention
can be used to
to,
pay off the cost of the getaway package.
every
and
little
they can eventually
look,
be exchanged
the polygon
for
models
rewards
themselves,
at the Nook Stop Terminal in Resident
shadows
Services.
and lighting, animations.
Rewards range from in-game Nook Inc.
It's all very
merchandise
solid.
to helpful items that can enrich your time on the island.
You can look at different things casting shadows on themselves.
To get the most out of every day, try
get the
collecting
sense
miles
of this
using the Nook
Real
Mileage
world
program.
light existing, as well as a different light, like the
Nook Inc. is
fire
here for you,
gives off
but
its own
remember,
shadows,
the
its
island is
own
very
extra
much
light around it,
deserted.
but
And
the
so
whole
we'd like to take this opportunity to talk about some
surface of the
possible
land
hitches
has
you might
obviously
encounter
light from the sun.
and their
So
solutions. This is one
Small
nature-rich
extra details.
island. It's possible that you could encounter dangerous insects
nice
such as
curvature in
wasps or
objects.
scorpions.
Oh, pretty
If you get
effects.
stung,
Nice
you may
water
become somewhat
reflection.
irritated. Or worse,
Water should be darker in
should you
some
come
areas
across
and
one
lighter
you
in
don't
others,
think you can
depending on
catch,
how
try not to push your luck.
deep or shallow it
Consider
is,
retreat.
where the light source is coming from, etc.
Symptoms can be cured with medicine
So
available
far,
at
I'm seeing
resident
some
services.
Good
And we
lighting
recommend keeping some on you, just in
and
case.
good models.
Nighttime on the island can get a little dark. You're on your own, and you never know what creatures might be lurking out there. Please be careful when taking a late-night stroll. The
Yeah, look at
getaway
that moonlight.
package promises a little adventure, so if you think about it, this is actually a plus. Your deserted island is surrounded by the sea, which means you may come across a castaway from time to time. Luckily, rescue is simple. First, give them a holler to make sure they're doing okay. Then keep them company until they wake up.
Snoring sounds, etc.
Please offer all the support you can. They're relying on you to make it home. Although your Nook phone has a map application, it's theoretically possible you could get lost or find yourself unable to move forward. In situations like these, it's best not to panic. Instead, simply use the rescue service. You'll be transported somewhere cozier in no time. Given the services we've introduced so far, there should be plenty to enjoy on the island already. But if you want your in-game life to be even more comfortable, we will offer a number of optional extras.
You know, Nintendo always does a good job with their Animal
Does
Crossing
the
games,
environment
but
seem a bit rough?
with Nintendo
Do you
Switch,
need a little more space
every
for all your
property
stuff? If you said yes
seems to be getting
either of
that
those
much
questions,
more
then
attention.
we have an option for you. Building
Splatoon
a
2
house.
got quite a
The
bit
loan has
of
no deadline, no interest,
DLC and
and no assessment.
Splatfest
And
bonus
there's no need to
content
worry about
that
applying
came
for
out.
one. You can pay it back at your own
Super
pace.
Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to have close to 3 years worth
A
of
house offers so much more
extra
space than
downloadable
the tent
content.
you'll start with.
both free
And
stuff
also
like
has its own storage
handbag
spaces
and
capable of
obviously
holding
extra
any
characters.
furniture and baggage you're not displaying.
The Legend of Zelda Breath
That
of the
way,
Wild had
everything's
its
nice
share
and
of
tidy.
extra DLC. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield is getting
You get to
extended
be your very own
life with
interior designer,
more DLC.
setting up the walls and pouring
Super Mario
however
Odyssey
you like.
got its
Really get
3D
the most out of
Labo
living
support.
there.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
We've made it
got
easy for you to change patterns
Labo
at any
steering
time. As
support.
you can see here, we do some of the heavy lifting,
You know,
freeing
Animal
you up to
Crossing, I
focus
could
on
see Nintendo
decorating
having
while viewing the room as a
events
whole.
and you know, special things that come out all the time.
If
Gather
you own a
X amount of
house,
people on
we
this
can
day
also
for the
offer
celebration
you
of blank.
additional extension and remodeling services.
Who
Whatever
create
your
the most
situation, we have appropriate
elaborate
plans available.
town,
So please don't
having
hesitate to
boats
ask us
possibly
about
like,
that.
I don't know. I see this being very big for Nintendo. 10 million seller for sure.
Your Nook Miles can be exchanged for in-game rewards, including Nook Miles tickets. These can be used to travel to distant islands. The destination of these tours differs each time and depends on how the pilot is feeling. They're mystery tours, so to speak. These far-off destinations are small deserted islands full of trees and flowers. Of course, you can take many items back home with you, whether it's DIY materials
Oh,
or creatures.
where did our audio go?
It's a nice change of atmosphere, and you may experience some unexpected encounters.
Hey, what happened here?
We're certain these tours will prove to be one of our most popular services, leading to many repeat customers. Why not give it a try?
Interesting.
With our package plan, up to 8 people can live on one island. One optional extra provided only to those islands with multiple residents is called Party Play. With this way to play, you can call up other residents who live on the same island as you, allowing up to 4 residents to enjoy exploring the island together at the same time. Whoever calls the others is the leader, making the others the followers. They can follow the leader around. That way, everyone can spend time together.
You know, conveniently, my household is made up
As you can
of
see,
4
it's
people.
easy to change out the assigned leader. That way, followers
wife,
can quickly take
Kim,
turns doing what they
my
want to
son,
do,
Bryson,
even if it's just a
and my
little
daughter, Brooke.
shopping.
Brooke will actually be turning 3 March
Furnitures or other
17th,
items found by
just 3 days
followers
before
will
this
be
game comes
stored
out,
in
so that's a
recycle
good
box at the
birthday
resident
present for
services
her
building.
/ for the
Please
family to
make sure
enjoy.
to stop by and pick
That'd
them
be
up
cute.
later. We are developing a web service within the Nintendo Switch Online app for real-world smart devices. It's called Nook Link. As an example, this service lets you scan QR code patterns of custom designs. With such a tool, you can use your smartphone's camera function to scan the QR codes of custom designs created in the Animal
Cool.
Crossing New Leaf or Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer games, and then download them via Nook Link.
That's neat.
When connected
That gives
online,
nice.
you can talk with owners of Animal Crossing
Cool.
New Horizons
That's
and the
neat.
Nintendo
That's
Switch
fun.
Online smartphone app using your smartphone as a keyboard or for voice chat.
Gives some nice extra depth and meaning to the
Nook
older
Link
games.
is planned to launch in March of 2020, soon after the scheduled departure
when you were texting a
included
friend
in your deserted
and
island
sitting with them
getaway
on the bench,
package. We hope it will enhance
I just
your
got a vision of
experience on the
Nintendo
island.
Labo VR. That'd be cool. Sit with a friend in your island world. Talk to them. That'd be cool. Wonder if that's an addition that Nintendo would consider adding in. Are you interested in it? Nintendo Labo VR with this game?
With the getaway package, you'll really get that deserted island bang for your buck, especially with only a couple of neighbors for company at the start. But our hope is to eventually invite more residents and develop the island into a bustling community. For this reason, we're planning to invite more animal residents to come live here. That said, we don't want you to feel like we're inviting others into your space carelessly. As such, we've secured this land in advance. And in some cases, you may be able to invite some residents yourself. But we won't stop there. We're also planning to build additional facilities on the island. Examples include a museum showcasing the rich ecosystem on the island.
Oh, cool. Ooh, nice. Nice lighting. Nice shadows.
Furniture and goods you can't craft
That
yourself.
aquarium and the dinosaur exhibit. Dinosaur.
A tailor offering clothing
Dinosaur.
and fashion items.
The museum looks cool.
And a campsite where you can invite guests for recreational purposes. We're hoping to enrich our residents' lives and foster a sophisticated culture on the island by gradually adding shops and facilities, with a little help from some connections our CEO made in the past.
The game looks like it's got enough content to definitely justify,
The Resident
Its
Services
price.
Center is only a simple
and if
tent
it does
now,
have any,
but we
you know,
plan to eventually expand
microtransactions
this
or
tent into a
DLC
proper
available
building.
as extras.
We will also continue to expand our housing
If
business,
it's
which is
appropriately
one of the main
priced, I'd say,
departments of Nook Inc.
you know, it'll be worth
We can and will
investing in
offer
because
to
it looks like it's a
expand or
game,
remodel
it's a
your
game that's
house
going to be
while
supported for a
providing
long
living
time.
services for your
It
house
doesn't seem
or
like it's a
local
game that's,
facilities.
you know, limited or
Also,
has its DLC forced on you because the game's not solid enough of a presentation when you
for
first purchase it.
remodeling, we'll lean on staff
So that stuff shouldn't just be
experienced in providing
extra.
operational
We'll see.
support. That way, we can offer
I
you
don't recall at the
utmost
moment if
services
there is
and
paid
advice
DLC
regarding the
in this
overall
game or not.
environment of your island.
They might have mentioned that in a previous direct.
We're hoping to accept not only new
Whether
residents,
it's planned or
but
not,
also
but
any guests
regardless,
who are tentatively paying
looks
a
like
visit
up
to the
front the
island.
game's got a lot, and
First
that's
of
good.
all, tourists are always welcome. In these cultural exchanges,
I never mind a
we can show
DLC.
visitors what makes our island
As
so
long as
special,
it's extra,
while
it
simultaneously
adds something
learning
more,
about customs
it's got
we
some
aren't
depth to
familiar
it,
with.
reasonably priced, and of course if the base game was worth it and solid in the
We're
first
actively
place,
accepting
without
new travel
requiring
merchants
you to
who
pay
can
more
offer up items
make
that
it,
cannot be
you know,
crafted on the
a solid
island.
experience. I think this game looks like it's got a lot to it.
And
give
eventually,
you
we will
quite a
host a
few hours
variety of events for you to
for your
take part
60
in,
bucks.
such as fishing tourneys and bug-offs at the plaza
Planned
in
events.
front of resident services.
Nice.
Through free updates, we plan to introduce special events with seasonal guests and more. We hope you'll continue to enjoy our services. We're sure you'll agree that starting over on a deserted island is already an attractive proposition. But here at Nook Inc., we really want our residents to create a one-of-a-kind island that they're proud to call their home. To help you develop such a place and realize your creative vision, we're able to offer you a range of additional services. These include ways to help you and your fellow residents get from point A to point B. By building bridges and slopes, you'll be able to comfortably walk around the island without relying on handmade tools like vaulting poles and ladders. And once the island is fully decked out, we will provide you with a permit. You can use it to freely pave your own paths. In addition, we can also provide you with a permit that allows you to undergo major construction on the terrain itself, including rivers
Can't help but smile a little bit when
and
you're
cliffs.
watching this. It's a fun game. Hopefully,
With your very own
the game also
infrastructure
attracts
and
a lot of
construction permits,
first-timers, you know?
let your creative
Like the
muscle
Minecraft
cross the
generation,
island.
for
Make
instance.
the most
A lot of them might be
Make your
playing
island your
Animal
dream
Crossing
home.
for the first time. New Horizons might be their first experience with the franchise.
As you've seen today, the Deserted Island Getaway Package offers you a wild new life surrounded by nature, just as its name suggests. Or you can lead a comfortable life in a perfectly planned community.
Cool.
The choice is yours. What kind of life do you want to live? The Deserted Island Getaway Package, presented by Nook Inc. Your departure is on track for March 20th of 2020. We're looking forward to meeting you all on the island.
Okay, cool. Let's take a look.
Can I play the game
play the game
together
with
with
my
my
family
family on a single Nintendo Switch
system?
system?
I like this Q&A right here.
With one Nintendo Switch system and the game, up to 8 people in your family can live on one shared island. The maximum number of residents for an island is 8.
So we can have up to 8
Each
players
user can register one
per Nintendo Switch console, all living on one island
resident can
at the same time.
own house. Does the game support Amiibo?
That's weird. The audio was out
The
again,
game
wasn't it?
supports Amiibo figures and Amiibo cards
Oh, we
from
have
the Animal
Amiibo.
Crossing series.
Cool.
You can also invite these familiar faces to Photopia, an island that exists someplace out there where you can place models and creative photo shoots. We plan plan to support additional characters
Now it looks like
in the
it's
future.
up to 8 people per Switch can
Do you have any more information about visiting
live on
friends?
your island, on one
While
person's
visiting
island,
other
but
islands online,
4
you
people
can
per
communicate
Nintendo
with
Switch
friends or
running
players not
around at a
registered
time
as
on
friends
that island.
using temporary passwords.
So that's cool.
These features can be restricted via parental controls. In order to protect the environment of your island, some tools like axes and shovels are forbidden in visits with friends.
So you can't mess up a friend's island.
However, friends who are registered as best friends can use these tools. It's no problem. Please use this feature when interacting with your closest
I could see messing with someone's islands so
What if I
bad.
lose my save data?
Oh gosh. That's fine.
Animal Crossing New Horizons does not support the Save Data Cloud feature. However, we're planning to offer a service for recovering backed up save data from the server in certain circumstances, such as console damage or loss. Will there be a special theme system to go along with the game? Yes.
Oh, yeah. This
A
is
special
beautiful.
edition Animal Crossing theme system will be released on March 13th, a week before the game launches. A separate matching carrying case will be available the same day.
I don't have that package pre-ordered,
Ink
but
supervised the
it is
console
tempting. It
design
looks
for your
good.
playing pleasure.
It's the best looking
Will there be any
Custom
free
Nintendo
updates
Switch
after launch? Yes.
that Nintendo has
We will
released.
offer free updates after the game launches, and
Sure.
we'll continue to provide free seasonal events throughout the year. The first free update will be on launch day, March
Day
20th. By installing this update, you can celebrate Bunny Day with a special event in April. Also, we're planning to roll out a special offer for both Animal Crossing Pocket Camp and Animal Crossing New Horizons, through which players can receive special items in each. Details will be announced
wonder
at a
how
later
this will
date
impact
from the official Animal Crossing Pocket Camp
Pocket
Twitter
Camp
account,
on
so stay tuned.
smartphones. More people will download it, buy stuff, etc. Nintendo's creating one bigger, better family than they have ever before. I mean, you know, you have your standard games on your Nintendo consoles and handhelds. Now Nintendo Switch merges those philosophies together, but they have their smartphone audience. They have their theme parks coming up. You'll be able to log in at theme parks, do things on your smartphone, have that progress connect over in some way, website, social media. You know, Super Mario movie is coming out within a year or so, I believe. Looks like that's it. Oh, gotta hear the click. There we go. Yeah, so that was really cool. So as I was saying in my last thought was the Super Mario movie. Actually, it's February 20th right now, and a little over 2 years ago, in January of 2018, Nintendo announced its official partnership that Nintendo and Illumination Entertainment would be co-creating a Super Mario CGI film, and that Shigeru Miyamoto would be co-producing it. So we haven't seen anything or heard anything really since then, other than I believe the movie was within like a 5-year window of coming out as of 2017, because we heard some earlier small facts on it before, like that official January 2018 announcement came out. And I think that was somewhere in 2017, saying that within a 5-year window we would get this first Mario movie. And, you know, 5 years from then is somewhere around summer of 2022. We're in 2020 now. We have the Super Nintendo Land, or Super Nintendo World. Yeah, Super Nintendo World theme park coming out presumably this summer, July-ish, before the Olympics in Japan, and then eventually at Universal Studios in Hollywood and Universal Studios in their new big park in Orlando, Florida. Excuse me. So we have kind of dates of sorts, or at least general kind of a timeline of years at least when those things are going to come out, but no update on the movie. And it makes me wonder, how far along is this thing? Has it been written? Is the music done? Is the story done? Do they have the voice actors all set up? Have they begun recording lines? Is it already finished from top to bottom and now it just has to be, you know, cleaned up in terms of its, you know, polygons and making it look, you know, super clean? You know, what stage is this movie in? I guess if we do see a trailer, we'll be able to get a little bit better of an idea, but I'm so excited for that. You know, my most anticipated movie right now that we have seen a little bit on is Godzilla vs. Kong, which ironically was supposed to come out, gosh, I think on March 20th. Was it March 20th or March 13th? I think March 13th. Wow, that was going to be a big March. March 13th was going to have Godzilla vs. Kong. March 17th, my daughter turned 3. And March 20th, Animal Crossing New Horizons. 2 of those things are still happening, which is cool. But Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out November 20th, 2020, which happens to be my son's 6th birthday. So that's pretty cool. But, yeah. Aside from that movie, realistically speaking, the new Mario CGI film is my most anticipated movie. It's just that we haven't seen any yet, so that's why I'm giving it to Godzilla vs. Kong now. But once we see Mario and we see the direction of how it's going, it should be perfect. You know, Sonic the Hedgehog just came out last weekend, and it was really good. Like, it was fun. It was a cool movie. It had a lot of nice moments. I feel like if you are not into video games or not into Sonic the Hedgehog series, you still might enjoy it if you're open to, you know, cartoon character interacting with humans in our real world, and you know, you could probably still have some fun, some good laughs out of it, some cool, uplifting, nice moments. It's just a fun movie. But if you are a 90s kid, or maybe not necessarily even a 90s or 80s kid, but just have some understanding of Sonic the Hedgehog, of video games, like that kind of stuff, you're going to feel the nostalgia, you know? They have some nice music elements in there. Sonic's design looked great. It had some appropriate humor, some throwbacks. Like, it was fun. An intro credit scene and a mid-credit scene. But, you know, that movie and Pokemon Detective Pikachu are really good examples of video game movies starting to turn around and show that it could be done if you just kind of stick to the source material, right? But Mario is a different beast. Mario is probably the most recognized franchise in the world, perhaps next to Pokemon. But this Mario film is, you know, a cartoon. So I feel like there's a very little chance that it could get messed up. You know, there is no worry of hiring the right actor or actress to represent Mario and Peach in a, you know, real human standpoint scenario. You know, there is no, as far as we know at least, there's no interaction of, you know, Mario and co with real humans in our world and making them fit. Like, no, the whole thing could be in Mushroom Kingdom. Think of the best looking Mario game. Think of, I know this is an Animal Crossing video and I'm deviating, but we'll get back to Animal Crossing. Now I'm on a Mario tangent, so we got to roll with it, right? Think of the best looking Mario game from a graphical standpoint. I guess you probably have to give it to Super Mario Odyssey. And then think of some of your favorite locales, which could be from any game, from, you know, Galaxy to Odyssey, 3D World, 64, you know, some old school stuff like Super Mario World, Mario Bros. 3, Sunshine, whatever, right? And now think of how good they looked and how good those levels were to you, how much fun they were, and then just now make it with completely controlled, beautiful animation, the highest of quality. Get Charles Martinet in there as the voice actor for Mario and Luigi. Have a good cast. Have a fun story. show Bowser with all of his might and his fire breathingness and his castle and the music from the series. You could have some kind of catchy song that you will sing with lyrics that will appeal to a greater audience beyond the video game culture. You know, if you could nail a Frozen Let It Go song somewhere in this movie, it doesn't have to be a sing-a-thon, no, but you could have one or two musical scores in it that are, you know, characters bringing out into song, and that wouldn't be bad if you stuck to a couple, but that movie's got potential to be amazing. I'm excited. But anyways, back to Animal Crossing. Yeah, that was a cool New Horizons direct. I liked it. 20 minutes. We're now talking for like 15 minutes beyond it. So 20 something minutes was the direct itself. 27, I guess. And it was good. Game looks solid. It's coming out in a month. I think it's going to do very well. We see the power of the Nintendo Switch and how existing solid franchises are doing even better than ever before. You know, we have the best-selling 3D Zelda game. I think the best-selling Zelda game, period, in Breath of the Wild. We have the best-selling 3D Mario game in Odyssey. Gosh, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is doing so well that it's creeping up there on the list to becoming potentially the best-selling Mario Kart game ever, and that's remarkable. Makes me really wonder, when's Mario Kart 9 going to come out? I was thinking kind of like this November would be perfect, but Nintendo might not really need to release it anytime soon because it's still selling so well. So 9's going to happen, but when? I don't know. Pokemon Sword and Shield did like 16 million copies in a month and a half, and that's amazing. Even by Pokemon standards, it's really, really something. So Animal Crossing, you know, some people don't think of it as a powerhouse franchise just because there's not dozens of games in that series. It hasn't been around for as long as something like, you know, Mario, Metroid, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, Zelda. But it's definitely a big, strong franchise because each game sells well and they're just going higher and higher, with the last 3DS game being, I believe, the best-selling one in the franchise. So Animal Crossing New Horizons looks like it might be the best game in the series yet on probably Nintendo's hottest system since Wii. And this Nintendo Switch might be their best-selling console ever, or it could be like a number 2 ever, with only the original DS being, you know, better selling in the end. We'll see. It all depends on how long Nintendo wants to let Nintendo Switch last before fully going on to Nintendo Switch 2, for instance. Like if Nintendo Switch Plus comes out, yeah, somewhere between, I guess it's not going to happen this year because they said no new platform in 2020. So let's call it 2021 or 2022, the Nintendo Switch Plus comes out. Still capable of playing all Switch games, but just at a better standard of quality and so forth. That could, you know, stretch out the life. No exclusive games made for it, so it's still within the same library of consoles, still the same family of consoles, you know, as the Switch Lite, the Switch, and, you know, the Switch Plus, for instance. But games play better in it. Or whereas some games on the regular Switch that come out new would run kind of iffy on the regular Switch. At least they still play, you know, technically can still play, but now they run fine on the new model. We'll see. But if Nintendo does something like that, you could have a longer lifespan of this Switch. It could last 6-7 years. It sounds like a long time for this hardware, this technology to be around before Nintendo would release a proper sequel. But if they do that, then I think they could really have a chance at, you know, topping 110 million consoles lifetime and, you know, dethroning Wii as their previous top-selling console. Handheld, that goes to DS, you know. Anyways, I could go I could go on and on. Here's the Animal Crossing. Good direct. Here's also to hopefully a traditional Nintendo Direct, it would be awesome if next week, before the end of February, Nintendo's like, on a Tuesday, oh, by the way, we've got one more Nintendo Direct for you. Stay tuned for an approximately 42-minute, Nintendo Direct on Thursday. Like, oh, internet would blow up. I would blow up with joy, because now we're sitting at the longest amount of time between a regular Nintendo Direct and another regular Nintendo Direct. Not talking minis, not talking about, a Twitter drop announcement or some kind of video. Just between regular Directs, it's the longest amount of time, if I'm not mistaken, and we could benefit from one. I feel like Nintendo's been very consistent on giving us some goods, Animal Crossing stuff here, Pokemon stuff there, updates along the way. They're very active on social media. So it's not like we're void of any information, but there's nothing quite like a Direct or an E3 presentation to show off that new surprise. What? Breath of the Wild 2 in development? Here's a Smash Bros. Character. What? Never expected that person to be in the game, Or here's a brand new title being seen for the first time, or here's your first footage of Metroid Prime 4. Here's Bayonetta 3, because we haven't seen anything more than a teaser trailer a few years ago. Here's Shin Megami Tensei 5, which was one of the first games announced that we saw a teaser trailer on. That, dang, we're at 3 years almost, and where is it? Whew! Like I said, I could go on and on forever talking Nintendo talk, but yeah. Thanks for watching. This is Paul Gale Network signing out. If you find these videos fun, informative, you want to engage in a conversation, you could ask me anything you want on YouTube in the comments section below, or visit paulgalenetwork.com. I'm happy to answer questions or take your feedback and try to make these things better. Any type of liking, sharing, subscribing, leaving a comment, hitting the notification bell, any of that stuff is greatly appreciated. It does help out the channel, so thank you if you do that. I know my channel has a mixture of stuff from martial arts to video games, so some of you might not like all of it, but that is me. So if you do like all of it, then hey, you probably like me, and we'll probably have a good time talking together. All right, thank you again. PGN signing out. Have a good weekend. Bye.